What is up, guys? I am back here with another video, and I'm going to talk about 4 mistakes that I made throughout my data science journey and while learning data science. So the first mistake was a fixation on deep learning. I always thought that the more complex the model, the better. The closer to advanced AI, the better. And I finally learned this about 5 months ago when I was working on an NLP project where I was classifying text basically, and I was using all these advanced architectures. I was using LSTMs, GRUs, and gated GRUs. I don't even remember some of them, but like complicated, more complex, deep learning models, and I was able to get the models to be all right, but they were still overfitting, and the accuracy was like, I want to say like 80%. So, but it was doing all right. But then I started thinking, okay, what I've heard about these models, LSTMs, GRUs, is they perform really well when they have like giant data sets, like 50, 100,000 or more data points. But with my small data set of only about 2,000 text documents, it seemed like maybe I just didn't have enough data for these models to really be effective yet. So then I decided to try to only do a feed-forward neural network, which is a more basic, probably a more basic form of a neural network, but still deep learning. But I tried that, and it actually did a little better. And I started thinking, like, maybe more advanced isn't always better. And then I tried just using a support vector machine from scikit-learn, and it blew everything out of the water. It got like 97, 99, something like that % accuracy. So, like, if a simple model can do the job, then there's no need to increase complexity. Like, that right there can work. And, it's better to put your effort into making sure like the data is good and you're getting data from the right sources and things like that. The next one, second mistake, was not taking time to understand my data. So, from my phase where I worked on a lot of NLP projects, I got in the habit where I would just very briefly analyze the data, just kind of like see like what words are the most common. And I wouldn't do nearly as much EDA as I would, say, if I was working with like a CSV file or something. So that kind of brought in the bad habit right there. And then I was working on analysis projects, and I was just like throwing data at a model. I like to call that model fitting monkey, and that's basically what I was doing. And this can be bad because, it's just building machine learning model when you don't even understand the data is just never a good practice. And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of these courses out there kind of encourage that that behavior. Whereas projects working on your own project does not encourage that behavior at all. The third mistake I had was skipping the README. So on GitHub, when you make a project, there's a README and you add README. A lot of times, myself included, I just see like a 1-sentence README, or like just someone wrote down the name of their project or something, and that's it. But the README is your chance to write something that potential employers can look at and understand, even if they don't know how to code, even if they don't know any of this technical stuff. If you write a good README, they can read your README and understand what you did and appreciate the project you worked on even without knowing the technical stuff. And even for technical people that can look at all your notebooks and your code and all your stuff and understand what you did, they'll still appreciate a README with some nice visuals. I know I do, for sure. So the last mistake was not making enough content. And this is still a mistake. I'm like really trying to work on this still, but a lot of times, I think that like a lot of people overemphasize content creation, like Gary Vee, for example. Um, I know Gary Vee's not in data scientist at all, but he talks a lot about like you need to make like 10 YouTube videos and like 10 blogs and be on like all these platforms every day, you know. And I don't think that's necessary at all. But at the same time, I think really like writing blogs or making YouTube videos that can document your project, and showcase your problem solving methods and your how you think through projects and how you work on projects, can go a long way. And this is, again, I said this is something I'm trying to work on. Like about a week ago or so, I made a video called it was like capstone project scope that was kind of moving towards that direction, but this is still something I really am lacking on and need to work on myself. That being said, I've made like a ton of videos these past couple days. I think this is my third video I made today, and I'm working on a little playlist, for basically beginners and people looking to get into data science. So that's what's been going on with that. And I'm probably gonna chill out on the uploads for a little bit here, but I'll see you in the next one.